kind of appropriate this week in movies because love is in the air. From the Bob Marley biopic to J-Lo's journey to love, it is a musical weekend for movies. Joining us this morning is our film critic, Rad. Good morning to you.
Hello.
I'm so curious because I am dying to see Bob Marley One Love. Anne-Marie loved the movie. She had the chance to speak with the director last week on the show. Before I get your take, which I really want, let's take a look at the trailer.
Okay.
So good. Okay, what'd you think?
Well, look, you know, there's scenes in this movie that I think you saw a little clip of there that I was really taken by where, you know, Bob Marley and the Wailers, they're in the studio, they're trying to find a new rhythm, they're trying to explore their sounds, and they're trying to find the right sound for what it is they want to say. And I feel like, you know, I love that scene, but I feel like that it kind of illuminates what was wrong with this movie, and that this movie never really found the right groove for what it's trying to say, right? And part of it is, you know, it's hard to capture Bob Marley's life, right? He's got, you know, between his influence and also just the contradictions and the flaws in his life, there's a lot there, especially in a movie that is like authorized, you know, the family are producers here, right? So their influence is definitely weighing on what is a very timid movie that kind of struggles to take shape. And you know, so like, I mean, there's a lot of interesting things it's going for here. It wants to tell the story of Bob Marley's relationship to Rita Marley. It wants to tell you the story of how his music's impact with the political turmoil in Jamaica. It wants to tell you the story of how his music was an expression of his own soul, right? And how it was a healing thing for his own soul. But it never finds a way to weave all those two things together to do justice to any of them.
Okay, well, who's this movie for then? I
mean, I think this is for people who like movies like My Week with Marilyn and J. Edgar, all of which have lovely moments and great performances like this movie does, but just struggles to get inside the characters they're trying to tell the story about.
Okay, let's talk about Jennifer Lopez's This Is Me Now. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Third time's the charm?
This guy don't stand a chance.
Been sleeping well lately.
What is happening here? Okay, so J-Lo, she paid for this movie by, like, fully funded by herself?
I think she put in 20 million of her own money into what is ultimately like a really expensive PDA sessions. Like, yeah, I'm in love with Ben Affleck.
Oh my God, but that's kind of on brand, though.
Sure, it's totally on brand. And look, full disclosure, like, I can't stand J-Lo as a musician. Like, Ayo was right. Her whole music career was a scam.
What? No, I disagree. I like her, and I know this is, and I don't like. This isn't usually the type of person that I'm like attracted to in terms of watching on screen. But I'll tell you, I have so much time for her.
Oh my God!
In her movies, I don't know why.
I mean, there are times where she wins me over. Yeah. This is not one of them, especially because this is a visual album, so it's obviously an extension of that music that I can't stand. I like her better as an actress than a musician.
Okay.
She can't sing, guys. But like, okay. But then also like
she's a performer.
No, she's a performer though. She's absolutely a performer. I'll give her that. And look, this is a movie where she ropes in like Jane Fonda and Trevor Noah and Fat Joe to do this like goofily surrealist movie about her love life. And I love that she's self-deprecating about her love life, about the string of marriages and still her hope to find love. You know, she's kind of did that already with the rom-com Marry Me. What really makes this a cringe fest is that I feel like what she's trying to do is make her version of Beyonce's Lemonade, and that's a whole other thing, because A, Beyonce could sing.
Right.
B, Lemonade was a cultural moment about, you know, pushing back against the scrutiny that Black women and Black bodies face, and the violence they face. And so whereas this is like, this is narcissism. This is like, I'm in love.
Especially when you pay for it yourself. Who's this for?
This is for people, I mean, did you like Michael Jackson's Moonwalker? It was like, you know, like terrible movie, but at least it had good music. And then also like for people who are fans of Shotgun Wedding, which was, you know, J-Lo's take on Die Hard, which you have to be such a Die Hard fan of J-Lo to even like her take on Die Hard.
I kind of like that movie.
I mean, there you go.
I feel
there you go.
This is your speaking to me, Brad. Thanks so much. Always good to see you. Have a good weekend.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.